Today's video is on get home bags, or more specifically, my get home bag, as everyone's bag is going to be different. A lot of people started with the idea that you're going to be at home, something bad was going to happen, a flood, a tornado, whatever, and you're going to need to take your stuff and get out quickly. But then a lot of people started to realize also that it may be more likely or equally as likely that you're out somewhere. Maybe you're at work, maybe you're driving, whatever, and something bad happens, and you either need to survive for a while you're out, or you need to be able to get home, and you need stuff to be able to do either of those. So people got into the idea of a get home bag. For me, it used to be that in my car, especially in the winter, I would keep a hat, an extra pair of gloves. My mom always says you need to keep that blanket in the car in the winter because you never know when you're going to get stuck. So I always had a blanket. Always had essentially just a little extra set of clothes that would help me in the winter. Never really thought about it more specifically than that until I started thinking, well, it might be that I may need to get home from somewhere or survive somewhere. Now, everyone's bag is going to be different, and you need to take into account where you are, how you're dressed. You know, for me, I work at the hospital. Hospital is actually a pretty good place to get stuck. There's a lot of stuff there, a lot of resources. But if for some reason I'm somewhere else and I need to get home, well, that's where the get home bag comes in. For me, my get home bag, I have chosen the Kelty Dillon bag. Now, the idea with the get home bag is you want a bag that is not tactical looking. You don't want a bag with lots of PALS webbing and MOLLE all over it, because if you look more militaristic, you look like you're more prepared. And if you're watching this video and have one of those bags, that is likely to pretty much be the case. You're going to be prepared. You're going to have a lot of stuff that people may want to come and take from you. So that by having a bag like this that looks more like an everyday bag, as it is, you fly a lot more under the radar and you're a lot less likely to attract some attention. Now, keep in mind that everything you put in your get home bag, just like your bug out bag, it needs to be a leave it and forget about it. You can't be going and raiding the bag and saying, oh, I'm going to do this, so I'm going camping, so I need to take my fire starting stuff with me. No, you need to get everything in here, leave it in here, because some of that stuff may not find its way back into the bag, and when you need it, it's not going to be there. So a quick overview of this bag for starters. Kelty, for those of you that want to know the bag, Kelty Dillon. On the back here, the shoulder straps, pretty decently padded. There's a chest strap, which is movable up and down. On the bottom here, there's nice little elastic pieces that will keep all this webbing out of the way. You just roll it up in there, keeps it nice and neat. There's also a waist strap that tucks away back in here. And then they have, as they term it, their dynamic airflow system, which is this padding on the outside and some channels through here that when you're wearing it should help that air kind of move through there a little bit. On each side of the bag, there are compression straps and then an elastic pocket down here on the bottom. Same on the other side. On the top, there's a pocket here that I believe they think you're supposed to use for your radio, because there's a little hole here with a set of headphones pictured on it that you can feed your headphones up through. On each side, there are also two small holes that you can use for some water tubing if you put a water bladder in there. So that's the bag. Now, as far as what goes in the bag, this is going to be very much personalized towards you, and you need to consider where you are, how you're likely to be dressed, what time of year it is, how far you're likely to need to be able to get from there. So if you live in an office and you dress in a suit, well, you might need a different set of stuff than if you work in the woods and you're dressed in, pretty rugged clothes every day. You also need to consider how far you need to get, and like I said, the time of year, and that is all going to depend on what's in this bag. This bag is going to be heavier in the winter. This being January 2nd, this bag is a little bit heavier and bigger than it's going to be in 6 months, and I'll show you some of that as I go through the bag. So let's have a look at what's in the bag. Up in this front pocket, I have sort of some, what I'll term kind of emergency stuff. I guess it's all kind of emergency survival stuff, but everything's in Ziploc bags. So this bag is my drinking bag. Here I have a water filter straw, some water purification tablets, and a cup. This is a cup that holds 16 ounces. Just folds up, it's rubberized, folds away. That way, if you need to scoop some water up to use that straw to drink out of, you can use that. Alternatively, you can just put it right into these bags. These plastic bags have a lot of uses other than just holding this stuff. So that's the drinking bag. Also up in here, I have some wet ones, some wipes to wipe down whatever surface you're on, wipe down your hands, keep everything clean. One other emergency item up here in this front pocket, a little bit of sort of survival-y kind of stuff. A signaling mirror, Fox 40 whistle, very loud. Some stuff for fires. This is a weatherproof lighter. Will stay lit even in pretty forceful wind. And to use with the lighter if need be. Some kindling, lights up very easily. Some earplugs if need be, depending on what kind of noise situations you're in, or if you're going to need to sleep, or whatever. Some small lightweight earplugs. This is a little travel-sized Tylenol thing you can get, and in here I have 3 different pills. The white ones are 500 milligram Tylenols, the blue ones are Aleve or Naproxen, 220 milligrams, and the pink ones there are Benadryl. The Naproxen, which is similar to Motrin or ibuprofen, anti-inflammatory, it's a pain reliever, fever reliever. You can take that along with the Tylenol. You can mix them because they work differently, so you can take them both. The Naproxen or Aleve every 12 hours, the Tylenol every 6 hours, and then the Benadryl again if you need something, you have some kind of allergic reaction to something. Something else I might throw in here are some caffeine pills, just in case you need to take a long walk home and you're already tired. Another option. These are some very small tweezers that you can use for getting splinters out or picking things out if you need be. And then lastly, don't ask me why I have this, but I got it for free. These are handcuff keys, or a handcuff key. I got it for free, it looks like from Quartermaster when I ordered some stuff. And I don't know why I had to have it, but in the movies, people are always running out of places in handcuffs, and what the heck, I had it, I threw it in there. I don't know what I'll do with it otherwise. It's small and lightweight enough, so in there it went. What the heck. All right, so that's that. That is the front pocket. On the sides here, just to show you, there's the compression straps, and in each of these side pockets, I have a bottle of water. What is this, 17 ounces? Sorry, 12 ounces. Bottle of water, I have 2 of these, and I have this water in plastic bags each. That way, in case these bottles break for some reason, it's not gonna make a big mess in my trunk. So one of those on both sides. Undo these compression straps. So first, before we do that, let's look up in the admin pocket here. So up here, get these back out of the way for the moment. Up here, quite a bit of stuff. In the bottom of here I have, I believe this is 5 yards of duct tape. I just kind of took a roll and just rolled it on itself. Took probably about 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes to do. Pretty quick and easy, a little bit more compact. Now this is winter, like I said, so here I have hand warmers. You just undo these, shake them up, they give you 10 hours worth. Those can go in the summer. In this front pocket over here, I have rubber bands and safety pins. Both useful for lots of things. Safety pins, useful for helping with splinters, for mending clothing. You can even do some suturing with it. It's gonna be kind of uncomfortable, but if you need something to put your skin together, lots of use for safety pins, fishing. Rubber bands, obviously gonna be able to keep a lot of things put together with those. So I have, I don't know, 5 or 10 of each of those. On the other side, I have a knife, Benchmade Griptilian. This is actually one of the customizable ones you can have made, but Benchmade Griptilian. And then up in this front pocket here, $100 in small bills, because wherever you are, ATMs might not be working, and you might need some stuff to, some money to buy stuff with. Up here, I have a Write in the Rain notepad and some Post-it notes if I need to leave people some notes. Along with that Write in the Rain, I have a Fisher Space Pen that will obviously write in the rain or space or wherever you happen to be. And then over here, a Sharpie that I can use if I need to write something a little bit bigger. This far pocket here, I have a Gerber suspension multi-tool. You know, I've got a fancy Leatherman that I paid a bunch of money for. This one was half the price. I actually like it better, so much that I bought a second one of these. If for no other reason than it's spring-loaded. Yeah, I mean, sure, maybe the knife blade here might not be S30V, but, well, this one is. But you know, so it's maybe not as high-end as that Leatherman that I have, but I like it better. And again, half the price. Up here, up in this little keeper, I have one of these little single LED lights that I got for free from Battery Junction with an order. And this is great when you just need some very small lighting. These things last forever. You take it off here and take it with you wherever you're going. Nice and small and easy there. Protein bar that I think has melted a few times from when I had it in my my trunk last summer. And then also some toilet paper and some travel towels for wiping yourself or wiping other things for that matter. And that is that front pocket, that admin pouch. All right, Up in the top here, before I get into the main pocket, up on the top, this is kind of my lighting pocket. I have an ITP SC2 Illuma. I have a review of this. This goes pretty dim to pretty bright and has a strobe. It's a 2 CR123 battery light. Also have a headlamp and energizer, which also has a red light on it for keep your night vision and the batteries that go with it. And then also have 2 extra CR123 batteries. All right, now let's get into the meat of the bag. The big pocket. See if I can do this without everything falling out. All right, so here's the inside, and I'll go through each of these things individually. Again, it's winter, so I have that hat and extra set of gloves. Those will go away in the summer. Some N95 masks. September 11th, everyone was trying to find stuff to cover their mouth because there was a ton of debris flying everywhere, and a situation like that could happen from any sorts of stuff with debris flying. Very cheap, easy to get, Walmart, anywhere else you can buy them. Paracord, lots of uses for that. Food. Now, food isn't a thing that some people say you don't really need in your get home bag, and I understand the theory. You can go a lot longer on water without food than you can without water. This is a pretty compact 3-day Daytrix 3-day food bars, and it's a pretty chunky, hefty, heavy little piece of food. I had an MRE in here, but this is more compact, and so I went ahead and stuck that in there. Now here's something that some people may not have in their bag. This is some clothes. Now again, it depends where you're going to be. If you wear a suit every day, you don't want to be hiking home in your suit and your Dockers or your dress shoes, your Bruno Maglis. So I have some stuff in here just to account for that. Usually if I'm at the hospital, I'm going to be dressed kind of like this, some tactical-ish kind of pants, a polo shirt, or a scrub top. But in case I'm not, I threw some clothes in here. I have a bandana, lots of uses for that. And then I also have a pair of tack lights, some travel boxers that I can wash in the sink if need be, and a Patagonia lightweight sort of base layer. This here is an emergency bivvy. It's very small, probably one person worth. And this is kind of like a mini sleeping bag that you can get in, kind of like the space blankets that will kind of point all your heat back at you. Very small. I couldn't believe how small this was when I got it. Looked at it on Amazon. There is a bigger version of it if you're so inclined, but very small, very lightweight there. So again, threw in a little bit of clothing just in case I'm out somewhere and whatever I'm wearing is not appropriate for hiking a couple miles home. Next here, this is my weapons pouch. This is actually a Sephora bag for what it's worth. If I'm out normally, I'm likely to have a gun with me, some weapons with me, but if I'm at the hospital or I'm somewhere else, then I'm not likely to have anything with me. So I have some stuff packed. This is some pepper spray. Again, I put this in a Ziploc bag just on the off chance this should happen to rupture. I don't want my car filled with this stuff. It'll make driving a lot less pleasant. The brand on this, Police Magnum OC17. One of the reasons I got this is because it comes with this holster, which has a little strap that you can put your belt through, so it makes it very easy to carry. So I thought that was nice. In here I have a Smith & Wesson Shield in a Raven concealment holster, and then I have magazines separate from it. So weapon-wise, I've got a gun, a knife, and some pepper spray. Over here, emergency radio, because if you're going to be hiking home, you're probably going to want to keep up on what's happening in the world, both with the weather and with the news in general as far as what kind of situations are happening. This is a hand crank radio. I have a review of this, but very nice. It has a little flashlight that is not going to run out of power because you can hand crank it. Nice, affordable, I think like $29, this radio. My IFAK. This is the Maxpedition individual first aid pouch if you want to go look for it. I did a review on my IFAK. I apologize for the sound quality on that. I didn't realize my microphone the battery was dead. But quickly to go through this, on the outside pocket here, I have some nitrile gloves, some Band-Aids, and some steri strips, and some bacitracin. On the inside, I have a cat tourniquet and some trauma scissors, another Sharpie, and then some Celox, an aluminum finger splint. That's another thing you can use safety pins for, by the way. Make a finger splint out of them. Some Tegaderm, some 2x2s, 4x4s, some gauze. And then on the other side, some more wound care stuff. Have an Ace wrap, some vacuum compressed gauze, an Israeli bandage, and then tape. Some Coban and some transport tape. So that's my little medical kit that will take care of most things. One other thing I've been thinking about adding is a needle for needling a chest for pneumothorax, and possibly an MPA, a nasopharyngeal airway, just in case I should happen to run into one of those situations. But for the most part, this IFAK will get me through most stuff. In the back here, two other things. This is a raincoat, in case I'm in bad weather for that. This was like $2.99 at Walmart. And then a signaling vest. I actually got this with my 511 jacket, and you know, it's a big yellow vest, such that if I'm walking somewhere and I want to be seen, I can throw this on. And lastly in here, because I don't know where I'm going to be, I don't know how I'm going to be dressed, a pair of shoes. Some Merrell hiking shoes, and don't forget an extra pair of socks, because if it's either wet or you're wearing dress socks with your Bruno Maglis, you're not going to probably want to wear those home as much. So threw that in there, and this is a shoe bag that came with a pair of shoes that I bought. So this bag, everything in it, it's not all that light. It admittedly is about 19 pounds. And like I said, this is the summer, or this is the winter rather. So come summer, some of this stuff is going to go away because I just don't need all this stuff in the summer. But this bag otherwise holds everything very nicely. Shoes, IFAK, the clothes, radio, weapon, paracord. Just do this down this way. Food, and the mask. Don't forget the hat. So there's my get home bag using a Kelty Dillon. The bag is not that important. You just need to get one that is big enough for your needs, not overkill, not too small. Holds just enough that you need to get home and will blend in with the rest of society. Post some comments. Let me know your thoughts on the matter. Let me know what you might add, what you might change, what I could do differently to save some weight, or otherwise add a few things. Let me know what's in your bags that's different. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.